only one world left on that second route, and it's between Atlantica and Halloween Town. Head towards it and get intercepted by a pirate ship. After a cutscene, you will have Peter Pan in your party. Now, Hook's pirate ship isn't too hard to get around and follow along in the story, but it does have a bit of Atlantica's problems of having rooms that look very similar. Not quite as bad and not quite as tedious, but it is a problem. Anyways, from the first room, you want to climb the stairs and take a door to the left and then hop in this hole. After cleaning out the hole, take another ladder up and watch a cutscene. After the cutscene, look at the ceiling. There should be some holes there that lead to another floor. Peter will bang on one of the doors, go to the neighboring door instead, switch Peter out and get Goofy in so you can use a green trinity, and then be prepared for a boss fight. Shadow Sora. Yeah, I know you've encountered him before in the stage, and usually he runs away after a few whacks while throwing out some really juicy treasures. Here, though, he's here to fight to the death, and boy, is he a pain in the you-know-what. He can split himself up into other forms and fight you when he does that, and do your best to avoid his attacks. Where you really want to avoid is after you've done a combo, as he just breaks apart, and then he'll be able to really counter you easy, so be prepared for that. Have a few potions on standby, and you're really going to need Donald and Goofy having potions. You're really going to need their help in this one. The good news is that he goes down after a while, but be prepared to fight when he bursts into several different Soras, because he is a pain. Afterwards, there should be a trapdoor. Hit it, and Peter will rescue Wendy, and you will lose him for a while. Go back to that neighboring door and back up into that room where you fought Shadow Sora. This time, use the door to go out in the deck. Watch a cutscene, and you can now fly. Flying is the same as swimming, only a lot faster, and you can still do ground combat if you land, so it's actually kind of fun. Defeat the Heartless and then prepare for a battle against Captain Hook. Now, Hook isn't hard, but he does summon Heartless to his side, so you'll have to deal with him. But on his own, he's really not that hard. Watch out for his flurries, they do damage. However, you can oftentimes break them if you're just a little bit airborne. If you knock him overboard or trick him into jumping off his ship, he will jump back on, screaming, "You will not get me, other hand." So he'll be weak when he does that, and it's actually kind of funny. The Flying Heartless are a pain to do, but they do drop health items, and they are worth some EXP, so don't be afraid to get rid of them if you feel the need to. After Hook is gone, you will be teleported to the clock tower. There's a chest here in the final mix that contains a useless gummy. In the original PS2, it contained Dalmatian pups. They changed around the order of the pups so you wouldn't get stuck having to fight a really hard boss in order to just get a Dalmatian pup. Anyways, fly around and find one of the clocks whose hands are a quarter off, and not hit them until it's midnight. And then a keyhole will appear, and you can lock it. You will collect Tinkerbell as a summon. Find a save point somewhere on the upper part of the clock tower and beam yourself out. Now, we need to talk a little bit about Tinkerbell here. She is the best summon in the game and one of the most useful allies you'll have. She does not get rid of Donald and Goofy. She is, for the most part, permanent until you die, in which case she will use her auto-life spell to save your neck and then disappear. So she's permanent, she doesn't get rid of Donald and Goofy, and she's always casting regen on you. Very useful for some of the very hard boss fights up ahead. So think of her as your fourth party member. I will warn you though, sometimes the game will not allow you to go through doors if she's out, so you'll have to dispel her if you ever find yourself not being able to access a door. But she's very useful. You will still have to have 2 other party members with you and having them conscious in order to summon her. But think of her as your fourth party member from now on. She's very useful. Don't be afraid to summon her if you're having a hard time keeping your health up.